Fantastic. Thank you everyone for being here. Good afternoon, as we are at 5 p.m. CET Italy. Hello, Francesco. Good to see you again.
Hi, Enrico. Hi,
Ciao.
It's a pleasure.
Good to be here again for the second episode of Tea Time or Beer O'Clock. We have the decision already in the title, and indeed, we are here today with Francesco for the second episode of our live series on Facebook to talk about decisions. So I'm Enrico again. I'm from Avanscoperta, and Avanscoperta recently also became a publisher for those of you who didn't follow or were not with us on the first episode. And the first book we are publishing, it's Decision Making for Software Development Teams by our friend Francesco Strazzullo. And this is being published on LeanPub, which is an online platform where you basically publish the book on a regular basis. So it doesn't, well, I guess you can also upload a book, but it's not the point of LeanPub. Yeah. So the point of LeanPub is publishing it bit by bit. So readers can start reading the book and basically follow the author throughout the process of writing the book, give feedback if needed and if applicable. And so it's kind of a communal experience in a way. First things first, I will show you where you can buy this book, of course. And this is the LeanPub, well, it's here. The LeanPub platform, the website where you can buy it. As you can see now, we are at 20% of the book completed. Is it correct, Francesco, more or less? Getting there?
Yes, yeah.
But that's the whole point, right? So you have a chance to read the book as it gets published. And yeah, this is the LeanPub, basically. Another quick announcement. First things first, we have Francesco for a meetup. So it's going to be a more formal presentation on a topic. It's happening in 2 Wednesdays, actually. So it's the 3rd of March at 7 p.m. Italian time. We are going to meet on YouTube. And the topic of that meetup is going to be anti-patterns, which, not surprisingly, is also part of his book. And we're going to talk about it in a second. Let's go a bit more in depth into the anti-patterns thing. As usual, you can drop your comments on the video below, which I guess you are all seeing on Facebook. We're going to read the questions out loud if and when there are any, so that we have a conversation with Francesco and it's not just the two of us talking. That's the beauty of doing this event with you. Okay, I did talk for a long time. Francesco, how are you doing? Any news since last time?
Yeah, I'm almost halfway with the first chapter of the book. And I took some time to decide the order of the chapters because I had an idea, but writing is an extremely, for me, extremely strange thing. So I decided to do something that is, okay, now this part later. So I also have a part of the fourth chapter already written down because what I thought it was the first chapter is actually the fourth. So I started again with a new chapter 3. So it's quite. I'm going quite fast. I'm quite happy with my momentum right now.
That's awesome. I remember last time you said you are aiming at writing, if I'm not wrong, at least 1 chapter per month, and your routine is to do it every Friday.
Yeah, exactly. On Friday, on Friday morning, usually I write the most of the chapter down.
Well, there you go.
First draft, obviously, then I have a lot of rereading and rewriting and editing in general. But the bulk of the things I've written down on Friday morning.
And we also mentioned this again for those who were not with us last time. You are not alone in doing this. You have 3 people working with you, like on a, let's call it, permanent basis. as proofreaders, and people making sure the content is always top notch, of course.
Yeah, clear enough.
Yes,
that it's easy to follow in my voyages of the mind.
Absolutely.
So
thanks to them, we mentioned them again. One is your sister's name is
Maria, my sister.
One is Maria, one is Keen, and the other is
Barry.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So if you are looking, if you are with us, hello, thank you very much. It's a big pleasure to have you on board with us into this. So we said a chapter is underway, which means from the last time we spoke, you have one which is completed. We don't want to spoil it too much because it's not what you do,
you
right?
Have to read it.
Yeah. Exactly. You need to read it, or you need to be with us at the next meetup, which is, we repeat it again. I really like StreamYard because you can show things every now and then. So on 3rd of March, we have a meetup, and it's going to be on anti-patterns. So how was this chapter? Can you tell us some excerpt, just briefly?
Yeah, this chapter is about, if I remember, 4 different anti-patterns that I'm aware of, and that I witnessed in these years as a consultant when teams need to make a technical decision. For example, one of the anti-patterns is what I call rage-driven decision, where you have to choose a technology or an architecture. You don't really care about the outcome. You just need that it's something different from before. This is a thing that I have done a lot of time in my life. Okay, but when I started to become helping other teams, you start seeing things from the outside. So you start seeing your own errors, and then you try to fix them to other people. This is quite a dangerous approach because most of the time, most of the time, the point in this comic, and I really love designing these comics. So if I quit to be a developer, probably I will do something like a comic, not a designer because I can draw, but I can write the story play. So it could be interesting. But apart from that, this comic is exactly my point. As you can see, and this is based on true stories. When people have to choose a framework, sometimes they don't want to choose the framework that they used last year. And this happened because, in my opinion, the people tend to, bring the dust under the sofa because they think it's Angular fault that my code is a mess. The truth is, it's not the framework's fault. It's your fault, and this is hard to grasp. So you need to come with the problems that you put in the code. It's your problem, and another framework, it's not. I'm not sure that it can fix the problem. You need to address the real problem before changing a framework. Okay. That said, obviously, not all the frameworks are equal. Okay, and probably a new framework is better than the old one because things go on, so they become better and better. But the point is that all that rage can obfuscate your mind, and that rage is usually misleaded. It's not a framework the problem. This is one of the most dangerous and also funny to observe anti-pattern.
So it's not only right in real life where you have the rage obfuscating your view and capacity to decide. It's also maybe you get so attached to something, which in this case we are talking about web frameworks, of course, that you say, okay, if everything is going bad, it's because of that, and you just pick a random shiny one. Another comic I remember, let's see if I find it. It was the new shiny framework.
Exactly. This is another anti-pattern because
Exactly.
it's the opposite. It's hype-driven development because I don't care what it does, but it's new and shiny. It's enough. This is
Absolutely.
another anti-pattern. It's quite funny to see also these anti-patterns when it's not your team as a consultant.
Exactly.
That's what
Well, I don't find it, but never mind. It's all in the book, and
yeah,
Francesco
exactly.
is producing more and more comics that will be there, so you have a chance to find them there. So chapter 2 on anti-patterns, we'll dig more into that next in 2 Wednesdays, as we said. So that I would say that it's probably enough for now. It's also a free event, so of course we encourage you to buy the book, but otherwise we'll see you again on Wednesday the 3rd on YouTube, on Avanscoperta's YouTube for this. And so we are going strong into writing chapter 3, I guess.
Yeah.
What is it about?
The chapter 3 is a use case. I wanted to tell one of the kind of workshop that I have done in these years to help a team to choose a framework for a greenfield project. And of course, it's like a mockumentary. It's based on real events, but all the names and all the people involved are fictional. Okay, but the process to help that team is actually a true story. And I decided to go this way because I wanted to give the readers something that is, ready. You can try to replicate this stuff in your team also without understanding why I decided to do that in that way. And then in the later chapters, I will cover how I decided to design that workshop in that particular way for that client. So this will be a really practical chapter about it. It's quite interesting to do that.
That's cool. Also, it gives that kind of concrete feeling to something that you're explaining, because many times we hear, yeah, that's cool, we've seen that happening, in XYZ company, but it cannot work where I work. And in this case, you're actually showing, look, you can do this, even though you maybe don't understand it 100%.
Yeah,
try and replicate it and see what happens, right?
Yeah, it's quite strange to write because you are writing down. You would like to explain, okay, but why should I have to do this? But one small thing at a time. So for now, you have to trust me. It's like that. I work like that, and my clients are usually happy after the workshop. So what I'm giving to you is the way to replicate stuff. Then I will explain also the theory. Okay, I will talk about, for example, in the later chapters, what data do you need to make technical decision? Right now, I just say, do this, do that, and then do that. So it's quite strange for me to write it down because I have the urge to explain a lot of stuff, but I kind of skip strictly. It's also a chapter with a lot of images because I'm replicating also the original material of the workshops on mural, because I want to make it digitally. I have photo of the Kanban with post-it, real post-it, because at the time we were in the same room.
So back when it was possible. So that's also a very cool insight you're giving us, because of course there can be a lot of nostalgic feelings about it, but like it or not, digital is here to stay for some time, and I suspect even when this whole pandemic thing will be over, we'll still be doing a lot more things digitally. And so for you to include this in the book and show that this can be done anyway, in this digital setup. It's really cool, and I'm sure it will be very helpful as well.
I'm doing it digitally now.
Yeah.
And I think that I will continue to do that also after the pandemic, at least for some clients. So, I don't want to take a flight to do a 4-hour workshop with you. If we can do that remotely, that's the point.
Exactly. You miss something, right? And then some other things become suddenly possible, and to enable that process, and that's what you're doing as well. It's really cool. I'm sure I don't need to explain this, but I'll quickly do it. Miro and Mural are two collaborative digital platforms where basically you have a replica of a whiteboard or a flip chart, and people can just put post-its and draw or show stuff. Let's see if I can find one without destroying any privacy situation. Maybe we do an internal one. Okay. At Avanscoperta, we are big fans of EventStorming. You might know that. It's Alberto Brandolini that we say hi to. Alberto Brandolini's technique on putting people on the same page, really. That's very brief and tech-free explanation, but I guess this will do. So this is a Miro board, and you can have post-its here. Let's see if I find something else. Just on the fly, this was not planned, as you can see. But it's just to show you how a board works. There you go. You can have post-its here. It's very similar to a normal whiteboard, really. And then you can have post-its like this. And you write, hello, stuff like that. Cool. So we have done the Miro tutorial as well. This was not what it was meant to be.
No,
but there you go.
But we are off topic. Let me go through that. Yesterday, I think it's completely it's not related, but yesterday I made a workshop with my colleagues about virtual reality on web, and we recreated an EventStorming board in virtual reality. I sent to you the link on the chat of StreamYard. If you can also show that to the people. This is what
surprise.
This is a completely we didn't
unexpected.
Prepare it.
Yes.
Unexpected.
Well, we have this exclusive.
If you look on the right with
wow. Okay, I need to show this.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you go.
If you look on the right side,
yes,
you should see.
So those of you who were playing with Wolfgang 3D, we remember this kind of setting, but now it's with EventStorming.
Yeah. You can also move
Yes. It looks amazing.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yes.
You're in the nature as well, so that
I have the headset, and I have to say, okay, what I can use this stuff for working, and not just playing ping pongs on virtual reality.
Like Claudio Perrone. Hi, Claudio, to you as well. He told us the magic of playing ping pong on virtual reality.
It's incredible. It's really incredible. I have to say, Claudio Perrone plays ping pong on virtual reality. Good to know. I will talk to him.
Okay, that's a very cool, divagation, if that's how you call it, that we had. Thanks for sharing that, Francesco. So let's go back to your chapters.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the next one will be about it's a use case based on true story on how to make decisions. And it's also something that can be used by people as is. And then in a later chapters, you will be explaining a bit more about the theory behind this. We already touched briefly before. I need to stop this EventStorming on the other screen. Sorry, good. Okay. was freaking me out.
Sorry.
No, don't worry. It was just me. We already said you are not working alone on this, and we mentioned the free proofreaders, or let's say more close collaborators, working with you throughout the process. But we also got an insight before that one chapter will also be written by other two people. So it's not. We have also, more punctual contributions to your book.
Exactly.
Would you tell us something more about it?
I will not spoil too much, but the point
Exactly.
is that also 2 weeks ago in our previous tea time or beer o'clock, we talked about the importance of user research for technical decision making. Okay, because knowing your users, it's quite important if you have to make some kind of technical decisions. Okay, and so I decided to ask for help to 2 of my colleagues in Flowing that are expert in user research. And so we are probably will create a chapter called User Research for Developers. It will be, and I think that they have a call in this moment talking about that. It's quite amazing how the thing works in the world. But the point is that user research should be done by professionals. Okay, and that it's another kind of work, but there are something that you can do as a developer, or some specific moment where developers should be in the room when doing user research. And I will, and this is their part of the chapter. Okay, my part will be, okay, now that you have that information, how they can change your mindset when making a technical decisions. So that's the point. And I asked for help. They were quite happy to participate, because it's also something new for them. So
or if
why not?
Now it's too late, right? We told the world. So
on the world, I will share
done.
The link with them later.
Exactly.
So now and I will ask I will call them by name, so they seen with blood now. It's Antonio Dell'Ava and Alessandro Violini. So
that we colleagues. Thank a lot, and we also say hello to, because we know them. Back when, as we said before, we could do meetups and workshops in person. They came at our workshop. So thanks for being also part of this next chapter of Francesco's book, but also of Avanscoperta's life, because it's all very new for us as well, and we are discovering a lot of new things with Francesco as we go along. So all this part, of course, it also ties up with what data do you need to make decisions, right?
Exactly.
So it's all part of that. And we are very curious to see where this takes us. Because, of course, the contribution of 3 people, it's going to be something very good. Okay, we are towards the end of our live. So what's next? We have new chapters coming up. We have a meetup. Before, I forgot to show where you can actually find it. Hey, here we go. So on meetup.com, you'll find this event. If you don't want to register on Meetup, which we suggest you actually do, because that's where you can find out about all of our meetups, and we do a lot on a variety of topics, from teaching to decision making to event storming and anything in between, really. And here is where you'll find the description of Francesco's event that we are doing in 2 weeks' time. And I guess that is it. Is there anything you want to add for this second episode?
No, I think that it's enough. I can go back to writing now.
Because it's Friday. And Friday, after we decided whether it's beer time or tea time, Last time
Yeah.
you told us I prefer tea, which is fair enough,
I
of course.
I always prefer tea.
That's good.
In general, I prefer tea or coffee.
Tea or coffee. There you go.
Okay.
Keeps you awake and ready to write.
Exactly.
That's all good. Okay, so I guess that is it. Thank you very much, Francesco.
Thank you to you, Enrico. It's been a pleasure, like always.
We'll talk again in 2 weeks' time in a different setting, but always live, always on a platform. We'll be on YouTube. Actually, let's see if I can share this for what it matters, and so that we can have all of you there, possibly. There you go, boom. Well, you cannot click in here, but the platform is meetup.com, Avanscoperta, as usual. There you go, boom. So with this, we close. Thanks, everyone who was with us today. We wish you a great weekend ahead. Whatever zone you are in Italy, whether it's orange, red, yellow, white.
Who knows?
Who knows?
White
zone. Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Ciao, Francesco,
Bye-bye.
and to the
Bye.
next one.
Enrico.
Bye.
Bye-bye.